Hi there, how's it going? It's good to see you. So I'm out on another adventure. This time I'm doing something very different from me. Rather than going for a hike or anything like that, I'm just going to do a car camp. Come along, let's go for a camp. Well, that's my tent set up behind me. It's made by Zempire, so they're a Kiwi company. It's designed in New Zealand, a New Zealand company. And this is the Pronto 4, as you can probably see. So it's an air tent, so you pump up the poles or the tubes if you like, and that's what keeps the tent off the ground. So no poles, no nothing. Supposed to be really good in high winds, especially with all the stakes out. I mean, I've put all the guy lines out. I don't think I'll need them tonight, but just first time I've pitched the tent, so I was a little bit slow, wasn't sure what I was doing, didn't quite know what went where. Probably still haven't got it right, but that's okay. So that's it. Now it's a matter of putting the stuff inside and sorting out the inside. So we'll do that now. So as said before, an air tent, so the poles are air. This awning goes down on the front and you can button it all up if it's raining. I'll give you a look at the air poles. So there's 4 of them, 1 in each corner, and they go straight across the top of the tent, and that's what gives it its strength. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Shoes off, of course. So here we are inside the tent. Now it's big enough for me to stand up. I've got plenty of headroom, so I'm not a little short ass, 5'10", whatever. No, I'm 6'2". That's about 1.88, 1.9 meters tall. So having headroom in a tent's a big plus for me, and I rather like this. So plenty of mesh, as you can see, going through to the outer tent. Those poles that I was talking about came across the top here, and the tent itself's very sturdy. Plenty of points to hang things. You can pull on this, no problem at all. There's a couple of windows, as you can see. So there's a window on each side like this. This folds down. Obviously you can zip it up should you want to, or leave it down and clip it in. Just nice. It's just mesh, so nice bit of airflow, and a nice bit of light coming through as well. So at the back of the tent there's also a mesh window, so that goes out like so, and you can put some gear in there if you want to, or just use it for a bit more airflow. The whole thing opens out so you can go in and out. So my gear tonight, I'm pretty simple. I've got the cot like so. That's a just a normal cot. I've got a MacPack mattress. I've got my quilt, and I've got an inflatable pillow. So I think I'm going to be pretty comfortable tonight, frankly. And I've got my nice comfy chair over here, so I'll be able to sit down here later, have a nice cuppa or something, and just relax. I've got a nice outlook. I've got the stream behind me. So I hope you can hear me all right with the stream. It is a bit noisy, so I hope it doesn't detract too much. And that's my tent and that's my gear. What do you think? I'll let you know in the morning, but right now she's a pretty nice tent. Gotta tell you, I'm very, very happy with it. Well, I've had to hide underneath the awning. The rain's come back again. I don't think it'll last very long. Well, I hope it won't last very long, but yeah, she's coming down out there for sure. Oh well, have a cup of coffee, see how we go, I think. Cheers. So just a simple stew for dinner tonight. We'll start by getting the veggies sorted. So we'll just chop these up, get these looking good. I think we'll go, what about there? Okay, so that's our veggies chopped up. So we've got just a bit of beef here. It's actually beef cheeks, which I really like. Let's fire up this thing. It's going. Let's get that pan sorted. What I want to do is just flour these up a little bit. I give them a good dusting of flour, because I'll go overboard like I normally do. Nothing wrong with going a bit overboard. Love my food. We'll just wait for this to heat up now. While we're waiting for that pan to heat up, you can trim up the onion. In case you're wondering what I'm throwing on the ground, I'm not actually throwing it on the ground, I've got a rubbish bag sitting there, so always make sure you've got that sorted. So I'll also just slice a bit of garlic to go in there as well. That'll do. Well, I like garlic and I'm on my own, so I don't care if my breath stinks the tent out. Nobody's going to know but me, and I ain't going to tell anybody. Got to remember, it's my stew. Okay, the sun's come out. How cool's that? So, it's all right. There's just a tiny bit of sizzle there, so that's going okay. Think that'll do. Pop these in here, ready to go. Might just put a bit more oil in there, I think. So that's everything in the pot. I just want to deglaze this pan just a little bit. A bit of red wine in there. That'll take off all that lovely good stuff. While we're doing that, we'll just add a bit of tomato paste. That'll just give it a bit of flavour, nothing wrong with that. Where's it gone? We probably just want a bit of stock in there as well. It's just a bit of beef stock. Nothing wrong with that either. And we'll put that in there too, just like that. Pretty much try and get everything we can in there. Yeah. So that's our stew. We want, I don't know, cup of red wine, maybe. Is that about a cup? Yeah, that'll do. Stick a bit of water in there as well. Let it do all that stewy goodness that it's supposed to do. Take a while for that to get going. We'll stick the lid on there and be away. Whoa, that's pretty good. So we'll just give it a bit of salt and pepper. And let that do its thing for, I don't know, what do you reckon? Hour, something like that, maybe? I mean, it's a very nice, tender piece of meat, so it doesn't need to be cooked to death. But I reckon we give it about an hour like that. See how we go. Sounds good to me. What do you think? So check this out. My camp's just there, but just down here, there's beautiful streams for fresh water. Lovely little spot. Check it out. There we go. Yeah, she's a bit dirty today because we've had a lot of rain, of course, so that certainly doesn't help. But yeah, very nice down here. Very nice. You can see over there the result of the storms that we've had recently. That trees fallen in. So in case you're wondering, I'm standing on the bank. I'm about 1 metre up from the water. And you can see behind me, you can see that hanging down. So that's flood debris. So the water has come up so high that it's deposited that stuff in the trees. So you can look at the ground, it's all been swept hard. We've had some serious storms recently, certainly in Auckland, and this is the result. You don't want to camp too low to the stream. You could be in trouble. We'll have a look at the stew, see how that's looking. Oh yeah, looking very good, isn't it? Give it a bit of a stir up. See how we go. There's a lot of stew there. I'm pretty glad of that too. You may not know this, but I'm a big fan of mess sets. I guess they're mess Comes from the old military term, the old English military term, but which I think they borrowed off the French actually. But anyway, so I've got this. This is by UCO, I don't know quite how you pronounce it. I was given this and very pleased too. So you open it up, you've got a bowl and a plate, and you've got one of these cups which you just give it a push and it pops open like so. So you end up with a cup and a bowl and a plate. We've all seen sporks before. This one's pretty cool. Check this out. You open that out like so. So you end up with a little bit of a knife there, spoon there, fork there. So if you put it in that way, you get a long spoon, you can dig into things, and a long fork. So I reckon that's pretty cool. That's got to be one of the best sporks that I've seen. So rather like it. UCO Mess Kit, looking like so. No idea how much this cost. It was given to me as a present. I'm very grateful too. So yeah, you don't, when people give you a present, you don't ask how much it cost. So you just be very thankful they gave it to you. And it's like so. So if you open it up, it has, when you clip it together, it actually has a seal. So they tell me it's airtight. I don't know if I'd want to fill it full of fluid and throw it in a pack, but it's definitely, it definitely seals. I reckon that's pretty cool. We'll find out how good tonight when I eat my stew. But UCO Mess Set. Very nice too. It's starting to actually rain quite well at the moment, so I'm not quite sure. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. But anyway, we'll see how the stew's getting on. She's doing well anyway. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's starting to look like it should, shouldn't it? Can't be far from being done. Can you hear me over the rain on the tarpaulin? I hope so. Yeah, I don't think that's too far actually. One of those amazing things, isn't it? I mean, you put all these ingredients in a pot, you heat the pot. How do those ingredients know that you want a stew? I mean, why couldn't they come out with something else? But no, smart, super smart ingredients, stick them all in there, and they make a stew. That's pretty good, I think. Pretty good. Oh man. Yeah, that's done. Probably time to eat, I think. Let's try the new mess tin out. Spoon some of this out. Well, there it is. Beef cheek stew with, well, just a bit of an OAP kind of a recipe, which is really just chuck anything in there that you've got and see how she goes. Well, still too hot for me. Oh man, that beef cheek is superb. Couldn't believe it when I saw it in the supermarket. I mean, I kind of like it. They're normally $10 for a beef cheek, and they had it at $4.90. I just couldn't believe it. So I bought what they had, chucked it in the freezer. God, be good. Oh. I think this is just a wee bit hot for me at this point. But very nice. Oh yeah. Rain's coming down now. It's actually coming down quite well. I guess that's the only negative, is the rain pulls on this canopy. Not sure what I'm going to do about that. Obviously I need to drop that end a lot lower and then it'll run off, and I guess I can do that, but actually that's probably the easiest thing to do. getting a few drips coming through, but they're actually not going in the tent, thank goodness. So yeah, it's all good. Man, this is hot but delicious. With all this rain and the wind out there, and that's the only thing about in the rain, isn't it? You get a little bit cold. It's never quite as comfortable as you like. Might have to put a light on soon. But I'm liking this stew. Now, it should be dark in another half an hour, I think. Actually, might not even be that. Gets dark pretty early this time of the year. So we're only a couple of days from or past the shortest day. It's close to 5 o'clock now. Normally gets dark around 5:30, and the sun won't be up until, well, probably 7:30. But I like sleeping in a tent, and I do sleep like I've died. So yeah, quite looking forward to it, to be fair. I've almost finished that entire pot of stew, which may qualify me as being somewhat of a guts, I think. Me gutsing my way through, what's that, a 2-litre pot of stew. Ah, dear me. Well, here we go. Put the lantern out, see how it works. Little candle lantern, see how these work. Can't imagine they're going to be too good, but yeah, quite nice just having them here. So see how they go. Well, I think that's probably it for another night. It's still raining, you can hear it on the roof of the tent. It's quite peaceful actually. Just hearing the rain coming down, it's nice and steady. You can hear the stream behind me over there, so I think I'll have a pretty peaceful night tonight actually. So if anything happens during the middle of the night I think you should know about, I'll let you know. But failing that, I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning. Slept well last night. Rain didn't let up all night, just quietly rained all night. It was very, very peaceful. Rain on the tent, it's just nice and steady. So I had a great night's sleep actually. And just having a cup of coffee, boiling water for another cup of coffee. I'll make some breakfast and see what the day brings, I think. Cheers. Nothing fancy this morning. I think we'll just have a bit of a sausage bun, I think. Just got to be a little bit careful with the Trangia. They do get a bit of a hot spot. A little bit of oil in there. And out. 3 sausages. There we go. Well, I think we're done. Well, it might not look like much, but it's how I like my eggs. Don't judge me, it's not on. Don't judge me. Let's just grab these. Well, what do you reckon? That's looking good to me. So we've just got some, got a bit of bread here, and the plan is some of these sausages in here, where it gets really messy now, I tell you. So, a bit of tomato sauce. Barbecue sauce or brown sauce, whatever you want to call it, and the egg. And that's what we end up with. Oh, look at that. It's pretty good, isn't it? Of course, I'll get most of it on the ground now while I eat it, but that's okay. Oh, that is good. That's a good breakfast. Just wait for that to boil, have a cup of tea. Cup of coffee actually, but that was a great breakfast. Couple of rolls, very, very nice. Good way to start the day. I must say, weather doesn't look too great, but that's all right. We'll be packing up soon. Away we go. Here we go. Looks like the kettle's boiling, so well, should probably give you my thoughts on the tent, on the Zempire Pronto 4. Very, very nice tent, air tent as you know. So it was a terrible night last night. Boy, did it rain. It held up beautifully. It's solid, absolutely solid. There's no problems with it at all. Completely waterproof, plenty of room. Probably need to sort this awning out a little bit better. I think it's the first time I put it up, so haven't done a great job of it. But as a tent, definitely recommend it. Plenty of room, as I said. I can stand up in it. I can spread out. Yeah, I'm not small, so I do need a bit of space. I'm well over 100 kilos. I'm 1.9 tall. I've got huge feet, so when I'm sitting in a tent, my feet got to stick up, so there's plenty of space, but I had no trouble in here. I paired it with the Zempire cot, so that's a Zempire king-size single cot, and boy, was it comfortable. I have to say, I think World War III probably could have erupted outside, and I don't think it would have disturbed my sleep. It was really, really comfortable. So 10 out of 10. Zempire, nicely done. Yeah, I like your tent. Oh, this is not sponsored, by the way. I did buy the tent myself, so I'm not telling you anything dodgy. It's a great tent. Well, that's everything packed away. That's my first camp in my Zempire tent, and I really enjoyed it. It did rain, well, rained all the time. It didn't put a damper on it, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I really appreciate you watching, and I really appreciate your support. So thank you very much for having a look at this video. If you want to see another video of me in the rain, this time backpacking through the Kaimais, check out that video up there. I'll see you over there. Thanks again for watching. It's much appreciated. See you again.